Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my new job and what I do as an application specialist. Hopefully you guys get all of your questions answered. Two things before we begin today's video. I want to say thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. I am wearing a few of their pieces, some old, some new, so I'm excited to show you guys basically all the pieces that I wear to work. The second thing is that my dog is in the background chewing a piece of cardboard. That's, if you hear any noise, it's because of him. First and foremost, my job title is Applications Specialist in the IT department. A little fun thing that I want to transition to, because I saw a little business casual girlies asking me what do you wear to work? I bought a lot of scrubs, and if you guys follow me on YouTube, I did a lot of hauls. I did a Janu scrub haul. I'm always the type of bitch to dress to impress, okay? The one thing that I love doing that I find is so flattering for myself in the way that I present myself is to wear monochromatic outfits. So if I wear a light colored top, I'll wear light pants. If I'm wearing a black satin top, I'll wear black dress pants with my nice little black Coach loafers. The one thing that I will always stay consistent with is my gold jewelry. I got 3 new pieces from Ana Luisa that I've already implemented into my work outfits, and I always change it up. These are the cute little earrings I got this time. I really like this one. So it's kind of like a knot chain link situation. It is so cute. I know it looks like kind of a lot on the same ear, but I was just testing it out, but it is so cute. I love this one because the matching thing is not the exact same thing, and I feel like I've seen girls style it on one ear, but I just feel like that is so cute that they're not the same. Anyway, big fan of those. They're clinking in my ear, but that's totally fine. Really cute. And then I got this cute little signet ring, I think is what it's called. Don't mind my nails. I know they're busted. I know that they have other rings that are actually have something on there, but I really like the plain one, just the flat one. And then this necklace is old, but it's also from Ana Luisa, so if I can find the link for this, I'll put it in the description bar as well. I think it's years now that I've worked with them, and they ain't even tell me to say this, okay? Quality of their jewelry is, I feel unmatched. Apart from being incredible quality, really cute. I'm a big fan. I feel every time I dress up, I'm what piece should I put on today? Okay, anyway, sorry. They last forever, and they literally look brand new every single time. Like I said, this necklace is old. I don't even remember when I got this. I feel I've worn this now for a week straight, showered with it, haven't taken it off. It still looks flawless. They do sustainable jewelry, and they start from $39. So anyway, if you guys are interested in checking out their pieces, I highly recommend them. Check my link down below. If you guys are interested in anything at all, you can use my link Diane10 for 10% off of your purchase, and I would love to see what you guys end up getting. So what do? I basically work very close. Actually, no, I was gonna say I work closely, but I literally work with the HIS, which, if you guys don't know, is a hospital information system. This is the application that the hospital uses to kind of talk to other interfaces within the hospital to gather patient data. This is where the doctors, nurses, lab techs, all the other healthcare professionals will release results, will read the results, will pull results or history, background, medical information, medications, etc. on patients. It's the hub of all the patient information kind of goes. So my job is to support this application, and more specifically, I support the laboratory because of my background. If you're new to this channel and if you're new to me, I used to work as an MLT, a medical laboratory technologist, or a clinical laboratory scientist. I transitioned into this new role, so I went from healthcare to IT. It is still health tech rather than just tech. Kiko. I mainly only really support the laboratory as of right now. I'm still very new in my role. I've only been there for a few months. Since my background is laboratory, and they were really missing a person in their team to look after laboratory because it is kind of a huge thing to look after, and a lot of people didn't have experience for laboratory. I kind of just squeezed myself into that role. An example of what I would do on my daily work day, I deal with tickets. So anytime somebody has an issue or needs something implemented or need something fixed, they'll put in a ticket to the help desk, which I'm sure happens everywhere.
Sorry, did you create a ticket for that?
No, I figured I can just ask.
How am I supposed to help you without a ticket?
Everybody's got an IT, so that's kind of how, like, if you have an issue, you put in a ticket to your help desk, and the people at the help desk will assign it to whoever it's supposed to go to. Let's say the chemistry charge wanted to implement FT4 and FT3 in in-house testing. I would be responsible for building that test within the HIS, and there's a lot of little tiny working pieces into making something like this happen. So I have to make sure I'm getting the correct interfacing code so that when the techs verify the result, it can go out into another system. It's like another big database that is accessible by different hospitals. And anyway, it's very interesting. I could talk about it for a long time, but I don't want to get too complicated into detail, because if you're not familiar with it, you're kind of just like, okay. And a lot of people think that IT is kind of behind the scenes, and it is for sure. Like, if you think MLT is behind the scenes, IT is behind the scenes. I personally choose to work face to face a lot of the times with the charges and whoever it is that has this issue or has this thing that they want to build, because I just feel like it's easier for them to tell me exactly what they want. It's easier for me to build exactly what they want. Yeah, sometimes I'll just, like, you know, leave my office, go run up to the lab, do a few things there, and then run back down to my office, type a few things up. So it's fun. I have a great time at work. I am excited to go to work every single day. So also responsible for looking after things if something has gone wrong. Like, for example, when I said I'm responsible for finding interfacing codes, for example. So sometimes, more times than not, we'll get some interfacing issues, and one of the charges will say this result didn't cross over from the send out lab. So I will have to investigate, see if the code is correct on our end, see if the code is correct on their end, and kind of just problem solve, figure it out. When I read the job description and when I spoke with you know, team members, and I spoke with, like, during the interview, asking kind of like a step by step on what I am supposed to do every day, I couldn't get a clear answer, and now I know why. Even just sitting here trying to explain to you what I do, it's like very different from how it was when I was an MLT. Like, when I was an MLT, I could tell you, this is the time that I do morning run, this is the time that I do maintenance, this is the time I go for break. So it's very, like, step by step by step. Obviously, when you're in the lab, you get crazy things happening, and that's kind of just like how I was working, how I was thinking. I was just like, oh yeah, IT is going to be the same. You really will get anything. You don't really have like a step-by-step thing. You're kind of just there, see what you got on your plate, and kind of chip away at it for the day. So I might have, like, I don't know, 10 tickets, and I've responded to 8 of them, and then the other 2 I need to actively work on. So it's kind of just like, what do I have on my plate? What are the new tickets coming in? So you have, like, your existing tickets, which are kind of like bigger bigger projects. For example, one I'll give you is like setting up or implementing electronic cross-match. For those of you that don't know what that is, in the laboratory, when you need blood, for example, if you've gotten into a car accident or you've had like a procedure done and you need to receive units, the MLTs will take your blood and cross-match it with a donor unit to see if it's compatible. So the way that it's happening in our laboratory right now is all manually. Myself and my mentor and the charge of transfusion medicine, we're working together to make this process done on the instrument, so it will be done electronically instead of manually. You can imagine, like, making and programming and doing stuff like that can become a lot of work, which is fine. It just takes kind of a longer time. It's kind of a lot of back and forth. So some days your projects could be sitting in your queue for a long time, and some days I'll get tickets that I can just do in like 2.5 seconds. So it's just really that, like, there's no structure in terms of like, this is when you do this. No structure really, but I kind of love it. I kind of like get to make up my own day. Like, okay, today I'm going to work on this. Today I'm going to take notes on this. Today I'm going to learn more about this. That was a lot. That is kind of a little nutshell of what I do. I'm not sure if that was the best explanation. I'm really sorry if it's not. There are things that I will also be doing in the future that I don't currently do right now because I am still learning, and it is such a huge role and such big footsteps to fill. Big shoes. big shoes to fill. Yeah, it's great. I'm learning a lot. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my job. I feel like it's a really good fit for me. Okay, so for the big thing that everybody keeps asking me is, how did I get into this field and how do I transition? Unfortunately, my story is kind of like a one-off, and I don't know if it's going to help you per se, but if you're kind of in a similar situation, I would say keep your eyes peeled. The situation in which this had occurred, I don't know why I said it like that. My situation is very unique, I think. So at this point in time, I was working away as an MLT, a little stressy depressy about my life because I'm so burnt out and I'm so tired and I'm like ready to fight at any time because I was, you know. I get a message from my mom and she says, hey, you like computers, right? I was like, yeah, I do. Why? And then she said, you're good with computers, right? Oh yes, also to preface this, my mom also works at the same hospital. And yes, I do constantly work with my mom on projects because like, anyway, that's besides the point. My mom reached out to me, texted me and was like, you're good with computers, like this is a good opportunity if this is what you're interested in, because currently at this point in time, IT was really hurting for somebody to look after the laboratory. The application specialist in IT that specifically looked after laboratory had semi-retired. Like if they had like something they really, really needed and they had no idea to get it done, they could reach out to him and he would kind of help out. He also happened to be an MLT at the same hospital for like 18 years before he jumped into the IT position. So he was coming from a very similar background to me. Anyway, okay, that's the preface. He retired and the IT team were short of a lab person for quite some time. Like I want to say like 2-3 years. They were trying to fill this position, but they just didn't find anybody that could kind of take on the responsibility. So they reached out to him to work on this project. He kind of mentioned to my mom, because I guess he was working with her department, he's like, oh, if you know anybody that's gonna fit into this role really well, I encourage you to tell them to apply. So then that's when my mom hit me up and she was like, you like computers, you're good with problem solving, like do you wanna maybe do this? Submitted my resume, fully ready to be just like ghosted because I have no IT experience. I was an MLT for 4 years with 1 year of student experience at the same hospital. So all I know how to do is lab. Like what am I gonna put on my resume? I do YouTube? Like not that that's not like in a shady way, but like what does that have anything to do with IT? Like what was I gonna put on my resume that they would be like, oh yeah, you're good for IT, like let's hire you? Took a chance, applied. I did the interview via Zoom. I thought it turned out really well. So less than a week later, I got an email saying that they wanted me back for a second interview. I was like, what? Like what? As in a good like, oh my god, what? They want me for a second interview, but also like a what? As in I have to do a second interview. The first interview went well. It was an hour long. The second interview, I was like, you guys want me for a second interview? I was really excited because I was like, oh, that must mean they like me. But then they also said that I had to do a case study that was a presentation. So it was like, I don't know, 10 questions long or something that I had to answer that were all very much IT based. So I was like, qu'est-ce que c'est? So I did my best. I answered the questions to the best of my ability. Obviously they knew that I was not from an IT background, but I think they were just kind of see like how much effort I would put into it. Made a presentation, presented it to them. They liked it enough to ask me to send it to them. So, and then I got a call and was like, okay, congratulations, you got the job. When can you start? That was kind of like how I got into the field. No, I did not have to take any extra classes. I didn't have to take any extra certifications. I think it was just the fact that they were really needing somebody to support lab, and I kind of just like, it just worked out, you know, in that situation for me. Not to say that it's impossible, because obviously it's not. Lots of people are doing the transition from healthcare into tech, so it's not impossible. And I would say like your resources are so valuable if you're coming from a nursing background, if you're coming from an MLT background, or any kind of healthcare background that you have. Your knowledge is so valuable because there are so many things that I already know how to do in this HIS that could take forever to train somebody how to do it, because I do it in the laboratory. Being able to transfer your knowledge is so important. So like I said, if you are coming from a healthcare background, keep your eyes peeled. If you see a posting, or, you know, it doesn't hurt to try. Okay, and the last kind of thing I'm going to touch up on is like just a little rundown of a day in my life at work. Like I mentioned previously, it's not really structured at all, so any day could be different, but this is kind of like my day-to-day. I'll drive to work and then I get to work around 8 or 8:30. And then I come into my office, I say good morning to everybody. Good morning! And then I will turn my computer on, read my emails. I will go through my tickets and see if there's anything new or if there's any updates on any of my tickets. And I'll just work away, check my agenda, respond to emails, go to meetings if I have any. Then I'll have my little coffee/tea break. If I am still waiting on people to respond to me and I don't have any current work at that moment in time, I will bust out my notebook and I'll start taking notes. So I'll go back to previous tickets that I have worked on and I'll take like detailed notes on how I did this and which module I went to do that, so I don't forget. And sometimes, like I said, I'll run up to the lab if they have a ticket and I want to speak with them in person. I'll just run up to the lab. More oftentimes than not, I'm running up there daily to help them with their issues or just kind of get more information. So and then at like 4:30 I pack up my stuff and I go home, play with my dog, kiss my husband, have dinner. And yeah, I think that's all the information that I can give you, just because that's all I kind of know at this point in time. However, if you guys have any other questions about my job that I didn't answer here, feel free to sound off below and I can make an update, or I can, you know, just answer your questions. I'm excited to read your comments and listen to your thoughts or answer any of your questions. If you guys are interested in Ana Luisa, please go check out my link down below. You can use my code, again, Diane10 for 10% off. There's sustainable jewelry that starts at $39. I get so many compliments at work. Everyone's like,
oh my god, Diane, you look so cute today.
And I'm like, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
If there's a world where we don't end up together, I'm gonna lose my mind. And if this life really does go on forever,